What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So as you all know, today is indeed Wednesday, which means the new summit is now live here in Motorfest, and with that you will get yourself a platinum rare tire. That is, of course, if you actually want to go after that, because to be honest, it's a bit plain. And then besides that, you'll also have yourself a blue Mercedes in gold, which you probably already own, 100,000 bucks in silver, and then some prestige tickets after that. This is on the side of a Mercedes-focused summit. Who would have thought by the name of it there? So I'm not surprised by the rewards. If you guys did miss it, the next one is again a blue tire. This one actually looks pretty dope, at least compared to the current one we are having there, which is not. And then finally, you have yourself the BMW M4 CSL. I do want to know what you guys think about this car being a platinum reward. I have been seeing a lot of mixed opinions, so I am curious. But honestly, this car does look pretty dope, as if you guys are into BMWs at least anyway. Besides that, though, the Mercedes Motorfest Selection Summit, guys, we will have a pretty, honestly, it's fairly simple if I'm being real. So you'll have yourself two vehicle-owned events. You'll be able to use a Street Tier 2 Mercedes in basically every single one, because the name of it. You'll have a long jump, a speed trap, and a slalom. Guys, I'm going to be real. These are three of the easiest skills I have ever done in a summit. These probably took me maybe 3 or 4 minutes, and in fact, this summit took me 34 minutes to do. So all you will need is a half score breaker, easy 157,000 points on the slalom. For the speed trap, all I literally did was turn around, go toward it, hit your nitrous in the air. You will easily get a high enough time on this one to get a maxed out score. Funny thing is, some of the top players are not even running that. In fact, guys, let me show you this real quick on the top. So yeah, some people are running a Nissan Skyline. Is that a Mercedes? About 150 miles per hour. Still a maxed out score there. Then a long jump, guys. Someone did ask me in a previous video. I did tell them, but all you will need is a score breaker set on this. You can even run a half one. You don't even have to jump that far. You'll get a maxed out score. Why? Honestly, I have absolutely no idea how that makes any sense. But besides that, though, for the events, I'm going to be real, guys. These are very straightforward. For this one here, you will have to use the GT63, which honestly, this car is great. And in fact, I'll be real, I did end up using this same car here in this event. Really do like this one a lot. And then besides that, you will also have to use it again here in this event here. If I'm being real, guys, you do not have to tune this thing at all. I did not even run a regular chemist set in any event, because I'm trying to make this more difficult, to make it more interesting. But if you guys are running a chemist set and a build on the car, you'll probably be even faster. But to be honest, though, this car really doesn't need a build. Even the SL63 here in the other two events, I don't think this car is that bad either, man. Like, I actually think this thing is fairly decent. It handles well. And honestly, every single event in this summit, you guys have probably seen somewhere in a different summit. So you'll probably recognize them. Then on the one loaned event, you'll have to use that. But honestly, though, a few things I can definitely recommend here is getting around the corners as fast as you can. That might sound stupid, but getting the right lines around certain corners, guys, especially on these circuit events, because you will end up encountering a few of those in the summit. Making sure you get around those corners and learning the lines and stuff like that, and even learning a few shortcuts here and there, getting to the checkpoint or kind of skipping it in a way by going to the side of it, even if that gets you on the road a tad faster, is indeed going to make you faster by a bit. Which we all do know, 3 or 4 or even 5 seconds can honestly make a difference in multiple places. If you guys have any questions, do let me know your thoughts in the comments below. The biggest thing in this summit is if you guys are running the Mercedes, you don't have to use pro settings. This thing handles very good if you're running a chemist set, man. Just push it, fly around the corners. Do not be afraid to push the car a bit more in the corners, as in some ways, when I was driving the Mercedes, I was like, nah, bro, this thing ain't gonna grip. And guess what? It gripped even faster than I thought. So definitely do not be afraid to push this thing in corners. If you guys are having issues with the skills, just make sure you go far back enough on the speed trap. Run a score breaker on the long jump and the slalom. You'll be good to go. Honestly, overall, this summit should be fairly simple to do. The only unfortunate part is it's a regular blue tire.